Dear Professor, we are students of ECW1101 course. I'm Jitong. Our group consists of 4 members, namely Hara, Jason, Chenxi, and me. We have 6 parts. With the group, I'm responsible for the introduction and conclusion. Jason is charged for consumer welfare. Chenxi is responsible for producer welfare. Hara is responsible for the market efficiency. The topic of our research is the rise of e-hailing. E-hailing means using a mobile app to connect the passengers and drivers like Uber or Grab. In Malaysia, it started in 2012 with Metaska, which later became Grab. People liked it because it was easy, safe, and cashless. Before that, most people used a taxi, but later Grab came in. E-hailing became very popular. Grab is still the biggest company, but more apps are joining, which increases competition. Overall, e-hailing makes travel more convenient, affordable, and efficient for everyone.
On a convenience equivalent, e-hailing has transformed travel with instant booking, real-time tracking, and digital payment, and transparent fares. This reduces waiting time and uncertainty compared to traditional taxis. That improvement means a passenger receives more value for same or even lower costs, and that's exactly what economists call a rise in consumer surplus. While on the affordability side, it shows that a dynamic pricing and predictability service improve perceived usefulness and reduce transaction uncertainty. Price adjust flexibly with demand, creating a competition that keeps fares affordable while improving driver and firm productivity. On the accessibility side, it highlights that Grabs and riding ping expanded accessibility through features like data privacy, female for female rides, and GPS tracking. This makes transport safer and demand curve on these stays the same. But the technological improvement and competition shift the supply curve from S1 to S2. The equilibrium price falls from the P1 to P2, and the quantity of rides increases from Q1 to Q2. So the blue triangle shows the old surplus, what the consumer gained before e-hailing exists. And then the green area represents the new surplus, where the extra benefit passenger now receive after the price drop. That expanded in the green section is the welfare green, showing how e-hailing raises total consumer satisfaction and efficiency. Combined with its dynamic pricing, the market adjusts to its fluctuation in demand, minimizing excess surplus and shortage. Another gain in the market efficiency, basically. While finally, on the consumer behavior has shifted from necessity-driven taxi to use choice-based app selection. Users compare multiple platforms based on cost, waiting time, safety, and demonstrating rational decision making.
And I will be analyzing the complex topics of producer welfare in Malaysia's e-hailing market. This is our topic, Behind the Wheel, the producer's perspective. The table brings down a typical day for both a full-time and part-time driver based on the average data. Let's focus on driver case 1, the full-time driver. They work on grinding the 20-hour day to complete about 15 trips, earning a daily gross income of around 200 RM, but this isn't the take-home pay. First, Grab take is the 25 per mission, which is the 50 RM. Then a signature operating cost is fuel, which can easily cost another 50 RM for a few days' work. After this detection, the driver's final take-home pay is only around the 100 RM. This single-day example clearly illustrates the bolder point mentioned on the right, where monthly incomes can range from 2,000 RM to 5,000 RM. Achieving this higher earning often requires working extremely long hours. Third is the trade-off between odd money and the stability. The main appeal of this work is the feasibility and the low barrier to entry. However, this comes at the cost of significant stability. As independent contractors, drivers bear all the risks and costs, and they lack crucial social safety net like the personal funds. This is a core part of the platform's business model, designed to minimize the labor cost. Second, and perhaps most importantly, is algorithmic management. This driver works process is tightly controlled by platform's algorithm. This invisible boss detect who get jobs, set the price through the dynamic pricing, and constantly monitor the performance. The opposite, we use the co-economic model of producer surplus. As the slide explained, producer surplus is the collecting net benefit for drivers, is the inertia they receive above the minimum resetable price, essentially. It represents the true profitability after all costs are considered. The upshot sloping green line is the supply curve, the blue line is the demand curve, the point with the mid E is the market equilibrium, which set a fare or price. Now the most important part is the shared green area labeled the producer surplus. This area represents the total profit for all drivers. It is the gap between the market fare they actually receive and the minimum price they were willing to accept.
Thank you, Chensi, and now we will be changing lanes from producers to the market. The type of market that we have identified is an oligopoly. This is where a dominant firm is supported by smaller firms. This type of market has a strong network effect, which further strengthens the dominant platforms and create barriers of entry in Jais Marzuki 2020. We can also see efficiency gains as the private weight loss is reduced and see an upward shift in the effective market output. This efficiency gain is visible on our diagram. The shaded area represents the reduction in weight loss, which indicates an efficient private market. In regards to externalities, the net effect of e-hailing on social welfare is ambiguous because it involves an indirect trade-off between the significant private efficiency gain and the potential social efficiency loss. A number of studies also indicate that due to these efficiency gains, there are also worsening urban congestions and emissions. Ghani et al. 2021, Zhong et al. 2021. Externalities also occur in the labor market, which raises more social welfare concerns. In our externalities diagram, E asterisk represents the social optimal level, and E private represents the private efficiency gains. The shaded area is our external cost.
To summarize, first, how did e-hailing change transport in Malaysia? Since Grab started in 2012, e-hailing has changed how people travel and how drivers work. It makes the transport faster and easy. Second, what are the benefits for consumers? It gives more convenience, lower price, and easy booking through the app. People can get rates anytime. Third, how does it affect the drivers and the market? Drivers have flexible work, but income is not stable. Grab is the main company, so it's hard for new ones to compete. Fourth, what problems does e-hailing cause? It can cause traffic pollution, and drivers have licensing presentation, so Malaysia needs to keep a balance between essential and fairness.